Hi everyone and welcome to our tutorial on logic gates. In this course we're going to take a look at logic gates, and later on you're going to try to use logic gates to perform various tasks. There's a number of different types of logic gates. We have different logic gates here. This is an AND gate, this is an OR gate, this is a NOT or an inverter. We can also have NAND gates and XOR and NOR gates and other ones as well. To start with, we're going to take a look at these three right here and try to understand these. Now, these are devices which can be used to do simple things like, for instance, turn on a light bulb or turn on an LED. And if we think of it like that, we have two inputs to this OR gate, or we have two inputs to this AND gate. We need to figure out how we can turn on this light bulb. Well, we're going to take a look at the OR gate first, and notice it has a curve on the back here where the AND gate does not. So this is an OR gate. Let's take a look at that one. We have two inputs here, and these inputs are switches, and the switch can either be on or off. And when we talk about logic, when the switch is on, we say that it is a 1, or we can say it's a high. And if it's off, we can say that it is a 0, or it's a low input. Notice that we have one here as well. It's an example of an OR gate. Well, a simple one would be in your car, for instance. If your car has 2 or 4 doors, if you open up the door, you've got an interior light that turns on. If you open up one door, then it will turn on the light. If this represents one door, this represents another door. If you open up that door, it will also turn on the light. If both doors are open, the light will turn on. So think of an OR gate as the interior light on your car. We can represent this by what we call a truth table. And truth table works like this here. A and B are the inputs, and if both inputs are off or low, in other words, the doors are closed, then the interior light will not turn on. If the door on side B, we'll say, is open, then that is going to turn on the light, represented by a 1. If door 1 or door A is open, that represents a 1. That is going to turn on the interior light of the car. If both doors are open, this is door A and door B, if both of those are open, it will turn on the interior light. So that's the truth table for an OR logic gate. Let's jump up and take a look at AND. AND is different. Remember, this has a flat side at the end here. And the truth table is different for an AND gate. If you take a look here, if both switches are low, the light bulb will not turn on. If one of the switches is high and the other one's low, it still will not turn on. Same here. If input A is high but input low, or input B is low, it will not turn on. Both of the switches here have to be turned on in order to activate the light. So this is the truth table for an AND gate. Notice the only condition where the light will turn on is if both of these switches are on, or they're both a level 1 or high. We jump down here to a NOT or an inverter. All it simply does is just invert your incoming signal. If the switch is on, that means this is a level 1. To invert it, that means coming out will be a level 0. In other words, the light will not be turned on when this switch is up, or a level 1. If I turn the switch off, that means this is a level 0, and the inverter will switch it to a level 1, and that will turn on our light. So if the input is low, if the switch is off, it will turn on the light. If the input is high, like this, that means it will actually turn off the light. So that's a quick introduction to logic gates. These are some of the most common ones that you will see, but there are other ones, as I mentioned. If you could look deep down inside different circuits, you would actually see these circuits inside very small chips. This is an old one. It will look like this here. It's a 74 series chip, and if you look inside here, it has pins, and these pins are the inputs for, if you notice, this is an AND gate here. Here's another AND gate if we need to use another one, and an AND gate here and an AND gate here. So this is a integrated circuit with 4 AND gates. You can have these chips, for instance, for OR gates as well, where you'd have 4 OR gates in here, and for these other ones as well. That's our quick introduction to logic gates. After watching this tutorial, you can move on to the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.